Hi guys! Today is officially a week past my digital detox. I would say probably the first of many. And I just thought I would give you guys a quick update on how it went, what my intentions were, and what I did get out of it. My little one is slowly waking up, so if you hear any sounds, that's him, but I just haven't had a lot of time to be able to actually do this, so I thought why not do it really quickly and keep y'all up to date with where I was and where I'm at with the digital detox. First, let's talk about what I hoped to get out of doing a digital detox. So I have a few things written down here, but the main thing was that I just wanted to clear space in my head to just like be and think and breathe my own thoughts, my own emotions, my own feelings. I think sometimes I can be like, oh, I wonder what people think about this topic. So it's like, oh, I wonder what people think about friendships. And then I'll go and find a podcast about friendships. And then I'm filled with like 3 different girls' opinions on friendships, but I'm still left with like their thoughts and not really knowing what I'm thinking. So instead, my goal was to be able to have thoughts like, oh, I wonder what people think about friendship, but instead of taking it to podcasts or looking it up on YouTube, making space for myself to think through things for myself, if that makes sense. Another thing that I really hoped to get out of the detox was to learn to be okay with the quiet. I know I kind of talked about this in the video, but I used to love being in the quiet. I used to really be like happy in the quiet. I thrived whenever there was just like soft music playing, or even just like going on a walk with no music, no podcast, whatever it is. And I really wanted to get back to that place. I wanted to get to the place where like the quiet is something that like is contentment and it can fill my soul rather than be something that like takes away from me. I walked through a season of feeling really lonely, and so quiet meant like I felt even more lonely. And so now that I'm not walking through really a season of loneliness, I really wanted to like get accompanied and accustomed to quiet and befriend it. So that was another goal. And then 2 other just practical goals was that I hoped to be able to journal or read, or just really, I guess, dive into more of my hobbies. I really like to write and I really like to read, but sometimes I don't even have the bandwidth to be able to do that after I've done a big long day of work or whatever it may be. And so again, after consuming so much through my work or through whatever it is, even just spending time on Instagram, sometimes I don't feel like I have the time or the strength or the energy to write about my own things or whatever it may be. So that was a goal. And then the last goal was just to kind of prioritize my own health. And by that I meant prioritizing like my routines and things that will help me be a healthier me. So for example, like waking up and actually having breakfast, not waking up and spending 30 minutes on my phone before Ellis wakes up. Waking up and going to get some water rather than doing something else. I don't know, there's so many other things that I feel like fend for our attraction and our devotion. And so it was really just good for me to like have nothing else to do. Okay, so I have a few overall takeaways from my week and how it went. I found myself just filling the void or filling time with social media in the past. So whenever I didn't have that, or I didn't have like I didn't have a Netflix show I could watch, or I didn't have a YouTube channel I could watch, I found myself being like, oh, I'm actually tired anyway, so like I should probably just take care of my body and go to bed because that's what my body is saying it needs. But normally I would just ignore that cue of me being tired and instead just mindlessly scroll or mindlessly listen to something. And not to say that those things are wrong, because I think sometimes you just need that like mindless, like, let me listen to something. But this week, that was a huge takeaway for me, is how often I actually do that. Like, there was not just times like right before bed, there was times throughout the entire day where I normally have something playing and I didn't have anything. And that was really interesting to see like what I did with that time. I can definitely say I feel like I could have been a lot more efficient in that time. But instead of spending time watching a YouTube video or, you know, watching a show, I would either do what I needed to do, so like actually go to bed and take care of myself, or I would, you know, like call my friend. I got to FaceTime so many friends and got to actually hear how they were doing and catch up with them, and that was so good. And then on top of that, there was things like just simply sitting with Ellis and playing with him face to face and having absolutely no distraction, taking him to the library and whatever it was, and just doing life with him, with my family. That was a huge thing. Another big takeaway is that I was so much more efficient in the times where I needed to be efficient. One second, I'm gonna check on Ellis. This next part of the video might get a little louder just because I have a toddler, so, oh, he might have fallen back asleep. Okay, I'll just move on to the next point. Oh, nope, he's awake. I'm gonna go get him.
Hey!
You say hi? Yeah, mommy's recording a video. I feel like I was so much more efficient in the times where I needed to be efficient. So Ellis normally takes a 3-hour nap, and so I was really, really good about getting all of my work done in those 3 hours. And it was kind of crazy because I was able to talk to my boss and tell her, hey, I'm taking Slack off my phone, so if you text me, I probably won't see it until I'm actually on my computer. What was that? One sec. Something broke in our dishwasher. That's not good. Anyways, reality. What I was saying is, yes, so I told my boss I wasn't gonna be as active on Slack and I would only be on whenever I was actually working, but it's so crazy. I feel like I was actually, for the first time ever, able to get all of my work done within the time that I had planned on doing it, so I wasn't stressed outside of work because I was just doing my work at the right time. You don't want Kingy here?
No.
King, stop.
No.
Okay, here with Mama. And so that was really, really good, just being efficient with the time that I needed to be efficient. Another thing that I did notice was whenever you are off your phone or off of social media or whatever it may be, you just notice how much other people use it. And it's so funny because my husband has actually been off of social media for like a month. And of course, whenever I started my detox, need some water? When I started my detox, he decided to get back on. Do you want to go get your passy?
Yeah.
Okay, go get your passy. You can go. Of course, whenever I decided to get off of social media for the week, Jacoby decided to get back on. And of course, that's just something like whenever your spouse is doing something and you're not intentionally, it just brought up like, oh my gosh, we really are on our phone so much. And so that was interesting. And Jacoby had been telling me that the past month. So it was crazy to see the tables turn and me experience that with him. And so that's something we definitely have decided we want to kind of like renegotiate what social media looks like in our family on a day-to-day basis, not just whenever I'm doing a detox. Another thing I was going to say is I noticed that because I was so efficient in the time that I needed to be efficient, it also allowed me to be so much more present in times where I really, really wanted to be present. So before, I feel like I was never efficient in work, and so whenever it came down to family time, I was always still like mentally somewhere else thinking about work because I hadn't completed the things I knew I needed to complete in that time frame. Hi baby, hi Kingy. And so it was crazy because I feel like I was able to just be so much more present with my family whenever it was family time, so much more present with friends whenever I was hanging out with friends. Whenever I went to dinner with people, it was crazy. Like I didn't feel the need to get out my phone and take a photo or whatever that is. And that's not a bad thing. It's actually something that I wanted to think about even further is like, what do I don't want to miss out on memories just because I'm not on Instagram. But like but I need to remember to like take photos, not because I'm just sharing, but because it's for me too. Let me see. Another thing, and this is pretty obvious, but like you do miss out on important things whenever you're off of social media. I can count like 5 things that I missed just in the week that I was off, and it's like anything from birth announcements to pregnancy announcements to friends that are graduating or friends that are moving, friends that have started new business ventures, whatever it may be. Those were all things that I missed out on this week. Or even just things like friends posting about us and me not seeing that until it was too late, so I didn't get to see what they actually posted. Things like that. What, baby? Are you hungry?
Yeah.
The last thing that I would say was a big takeaway and something that was super important for me to learn and super important for me to talk about with my friends was the idea of sharing versus showing off. So whenever it does come to social media, one thing that I love to do is actually...
No.
I love to share what's going on in my life. But at the same time, I really felt checked by my friend whenever she talked about this concept, the concept of just sharing versus showing off. So whenever you do post something, are you posting it because you just genuinely want to share with the world what you're doing or where your baby is, what they look like, or where you guys are on a family vacation, whatever it is? Or are you sharing to show off? So are you posting with the intention of like, look at this, which I don't think is always a bad thing. Like I think about whenever Ellis was born, I was like, I want to show him off to the world, like he's perfect. But I think just to have that conversation really like put things into perspective for me, and helped me realize like whenever I am on social media, I want to make sure that I am sharing my life versus like sharing with the intention of showing off. And yeah, I think that was really good for me to hear and really good to like hear her perspective on it, and like how she navigates what to post, when to post. You saying hi? Oh. Like I said, either way, I don't really think it's wrong, but I think just to know your motivations and your intentions behind your posting is really important. So those are all my takeaways from the week. Obviously, there's so much more, and I would say I definitely learned how to live much more quiet. I learned how to be okay with not having things to fill time and space. And I actually really enjoyed it, and I really liked it, and I loved how much more efficient I was.
Cheese.
He wants to show you guys his cheese. Can you say cheese?
Cheese.
Cheese. You're adorable. Yes, you actually do have cheese. I do have another video coming out before the next one that will probably be the digital detox, like what it looks like day to day. And I'm not committing to like literally never being on social media, because it is a platform that is useful and communicative and all the things. I just really wanted to learn to master it and also just learn my boundaries with it. So I will be continuing that process and journey, and I'm really happy that y'all are along for the ride with me. And yeah, stay tuned for the next video. I'm super excited about it. It's really fun, and it's actually one of the first videos that Jacoby will be in since I revamped / kind of relaunched our YouTube channel. So that's exciting. I love the wisdom and amazingness that comes from Daddy, from Jacoby. He's amazing. So excited to have him back on.
Daddy.
Yes, and Ellis loves his daddy, don't you? You love Dada?
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. Sorry this was a quick and also kind of distracting video, but this is reality, and I love when people show the reality of their life, and so I hope to always do the same too. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys. He's waving down here, you just can't see it. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye, bye, bye. Bye, guys. All right, bye, guys.